It's fun to call English an ecosystem because it's just so many little things that interact with each other, right? And it's rules that we have that you might not even realize are rules. Like, for example, we got legal, but once we get to legality, we shift the stress back a bit, right? Like, that's an example of two morphemes, legal and itty, right? Two linguistic organisms that's interacting with each other. And that's just one example. But also, when we talk about language just in general, we can get pretty biological and ecological pretty quick, right? Like, you'll be talking about English, and then pretty soon we'll be talking about how it has a common ancestor with other languages like German and Dutch. Like, behind me is a phylogenetic tree from biology, and this is a chart of all of Proto-Indo-Europeans' offspring, which has some pretty big phylogenetic vibes, if you ask me. And I'm nowhere near the only person to make a connection like this, right? Like, I remember one of the papers that I read back in college that really stuck with me. It was called The Founder Principle in Creole Genesis, and it's written by a linguist named Salikoko Mufwene. Now, the founder principle, or sometimes called the founder effect in biology, is like when a small population breaks off from the larger population and forms a new colony somewhere else. And as a result of that, there's less genetic diversity because it's less organisms. And what Mufwene did was apply this idea to different Creole languages that developed in different colonies, saying that a large part of the structure of these Creole languages comes from the language of the populations that founded these colonies. And when you really put your mind on it, you see these biological ties in language and linguistics like all the time, right? Like, one of the biggest things that we talk about is evolution, right? How language has evolved over time and is continuing to evolve. So yeah, I think thinking about language as an ecosystem is pretty accurate. And I think we can all take the time to appreciate the beauty and the diversity that exists within it.